Donetsk region. Ukraine CNN. A Ukrainian soldier runs towards the front line in Klishchivka, eastern Ukraine, as gunfire and artillery fire emanates from around him. Armed with an Americanmade M16 rifle, he and his unit attack an area held by Russian forces moments before. As he races across the deserted terrain, out of breath, he turns to a colleague carrying a Belgian-made FN Minimi and orders you, with the machine gun, hold this position. The scene, recorded the soldier's helmet camera, shows Ukraine's heavy dependence on international military support. Not only expensive tanks, armored vehicles and high-tech missiles, but also small arms such as assault rifles, particularly equipment from the United States, and machine guns. It also shows why the U.S. Congress decision pass a temporary funding bill avoid a government shutdown without providing additional funds. Ukraine has set off alarm bells from Kyiv. The front lines. U.S. President Joe Biden was quick to reassure Ukraine and U.S. allies that America's support remains unwavering and called on Congress to honor its commitment to hold a separate vote on Ukraine's financing. But the damage was done. The fight in Washington was a wake-up call for Ukrainians, showing that U.S. support could shift with the political winds in D.C. This scenario is impossible to understand in eastern Ukraine, where Ukrainian soldiers are conducting a counteroffensive against Russian forces supported by American weapons. A Ukrainian soldier trains with an American-donated machine gun at a training range in eastern Ukraine, just a few miles away, above the battered city of Bakhmut. Unfazed by artillery duels, 44-year-old Vasyl trains with his US-made M2 Browning machine gun. He carefully examines targets in the training area before pulling trigger. "This is a large-caliber machine gun that works flawlessly," said Vasyl, who asked that his last name not be used due to security concerns. "It is very useful. For example, when working in a high-rise building, you have high ground and you see the enemy below." Vasyl is part of the 80th Air Assault Brigade's fire support team, providing protection to units as they advance and slowing down Russian forces in a counterattack. He said he couldn't imagine what would happen if Ukraine lost support from the United States. Hundreds of miles away in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, the government downplayed Congress decision, declaring it a temporary pause and expressing confidence that American lawmakers would approve continued military support for Ukraine. Ukrainian National Security Advisor Oleksiy Danilov said in a wide-ranging interview with CNN that world is at a turning point and United States, guarantor of democracy globally, cannot watch from sidelines as his country continues to suffer under disasters. Russian aggression. It would be a great happiness not only for Putin but for all autocratic regimes if the United States withdraws its aid to our country. He said, "Darkness could quick